Hello, folks, and welcome to the Fantasy Pavilion presents Hot Takes. Hot football takes, hot cricket takes, hot basketball takes, anything. Right, and of course, I'm joined by founding member of Last Man Standing Productions, S.Couri, and he has a hot take he wants to get off his chest. Welcome to the show, Curry. What is this hot
Hey,
take?
thanks for having me. Good to be on. So, this take is based on something that I've seen pop up a lot recently. So, with Ronaldo recently scoring his 700th club goal, his 800 and whatever goal of all time, I see a lot of people natural reaction to everybody being like, oh, congrats, 700 career goals is amazing, right? Then I see people start going, well, actually, Messi's on 691, so he's only 9 behind,
Right.
and he's played like 120 less club games, i.e., QED, Messi's GOAT, right? Now, one of the things that annoys me the most when people make certain arguments is they forget about context, right? Numbers are great, but all numbers have and they need context, right? So, what context am I talking about? So, yes, Messi is on 691 goals, and I think it is about 120 or 122 less club games. So, in theory, he should get to 700 in maybe 700 less games, but maybe more like 90 or 80 something, right? What a large number, to be fair, 2 seasons worth, basically, right? But this is what I think that people constantly forget, and they constantly use this against Ronaldo as if it's somehow his fault. Okay, so as most of us should know, Ronaldo came from a super poor family in Portugal, started playing for Sporting in Lisbon, was scouted by Fergie, brought over to United. Right. Okay. So what that means is dirt poor, got to play for Sporting just because he loved playing football, found a way to get noticed and get on the team, then played well enough to get noticed and brought over to England. Right. So that's his upbringing. Right. What is Messi's upbringing? Messi's upbringing is being the golden goose at Barcelona since I don't even know how old, it's very, very young. And the only concern was, oh, he's a little small, right? So, we heard the rumors, they gave him some HGH. He got big enough and they were like, word, you're good to go, right? And here's where the context I'm talking about matters and where I think people just disregard it. The team that was above Messi when he was in his real formative young years coming up the ranks at Barcelona, right? That team was Puyol, Deco, um, Ronaldinho, Eto, Xavi, Iniesta, like just to name some of the players, right? But that's who he was working alongside on his way to break into that team, right? You know who Ronaldo was working alongside? No, you don't, because you know nobody's name from that Sporting Lisbon team, right? Then, when he did come over to Manchester, I'm not saying that that team wasn't good. It wasn't fucking Ronaldinho and Eto and Jabla. It wasn't that, right? Because that quality of that United team came a little bit later on, right? But there were quality players there, don't get me wrong, right? But when he got to United, he basically now was starting from the point that Messi was starting at when Messi was like 14 or 12 or whatever it was, right? So his first, let me see here, 1, 2, 3, his first 4 seasons at United, he netted a total of, let me try and do this math real quick here, of about 50 goals, right? In his first 4 seasons, because he was still learning how to be a great player, right? Fergie was turning this super talented little boy into a real, genuine, world class football player. And it took about 4 years for that to happen. And the same thing happened with Messi. But those 4 years, that he had to learn and mold and grow was already part of that Barca team with legends bringing him up. So then now, when he breaks into that Barca team and is truly off to the races for him, right? This is in 08, 09. He goes on to, from that point, I don't think he scored less than 40 goals for the next like 10 years in any particular season, right? And if we look at Ronaldo, when he hit the Ronaldo that we know was 07, 08, right? And then what did he do? Immediately went to a new club, right? Where all of that continuity and team chemistry and building all that has to start from scratch. But that didn't stop him. First year at Real, 33 goals. Second year at Real, 53 goals. Third year at Real, 60 goals. Fourth year at Real, 55 goals. Next year, 51 goals, then 61 goals, then 51 goals, then 42 goals, and 44 goals. He left Real, 438 appearances, 450 goals, right? Messi ended up leaving Barca with a world record 672 goals, right, in 778 appearances. There's no way you could tell me if Ronaldo came up the way that Messi came up, but for like Real instead of his route through Sporting and then United, that he wouldn't probably already be on like 800 club goals, right? And I can't stand when people use these arguments of like, oh, well, he played 120 less games and he's already close. Yeah, because it matters where those games were and what they were. The first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 basically years of Ronaldo's career, 2 of those years were in Portugal, just playing with whoever. Yeah, good luck if you could tell me who he was playing with or against, right? And then after that, he came to a team where he finally had somebody mentor him to become what he is today, right? That means that he was probably 4 years behind Messi in terms of that high level of mentorship and playing alongside world-class players, right? So you'll say, oh, Messi is 9 goals away, but he's, 120 games less. But nobody will say, yeah, but Messi got to start basically with the golden spoon and Ronaldo had to take a plastic spoon and dig his way to where he is. And I can't stand those kind of arguments, boy. Like I can't stand it. Anyway, yeah, that's my hot take for today.
Wow. Very hot take, very passionate take. Guys, let us know what you think in the comments. I will. I have a hot one as well too, but we won't do it on this episode. We're just trying out episode 1 of Hot Takes. We are diversifying our content on the Fantasy Pavilion YouTube channel. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, and of course, let us know what you think about Stephen Curry's hot take about Ronaldo, and of course, the battle between him and Messi, and who are the goats of football. Curry, any last words, Curry?
My last words, honestly, is just I have no problem people having favorites, right? My favorite players or my favorite movies are nowhere near related to who I think are the best, right? Because favorite and best are 2 different things. Correct. And I just think people need to remember that when they make some of these arguments. I remember that you actually making an argument right now based on favoritism and not on genuinely who is best by any sort of measurable metric, so just try and keep that in mind the next time you want somebody at the bar going at it, and you have this burning desire to say, oh, X player is better than Y, but upon questioning you don't really have anything to back it up. You might be making a favoritism argument instead of a best argument.
And there you have it, folks. Solid hot takes. Join us for more. Take care, guys.